It's your girl JLuv81. What's going on, guys? Today I am doing a response video to Papa P and Dr. Josh with games that I grew up with that I have beaten. So let's get started. So right off the bat, we're gonna eliminate all the Mario games. I've beaten the original Mario Brothers when I was about 5-6 years old. They're too obvious since I'm such a big Mario fan. So we're gonna go on to the next best thing, which is my first game, The Legend of Zelda. The original Legend of Zelda, which is my favorite Zelda game of all time. It still is till this day. I could not believe when I beat this game. I must have been about 7 years old when I beat this game. It was mind-blowing when I first started to play it and so addicting. I enjoyed exploring. And yeah, definitely one of the best games in the franchise. The Legend of Zelda released in North America in 1987. This is the very first game of the series and my all-time favorite. It is also the first game to include an internal battery for save data. You play as Link in an overhead perspective in the land of Hyrule, who has to collect 8 pieces of the Triforce of Wisdom in order to rescue Princess Zelda from Ganon. What I love most about this game is the many different secret areas and items. I spent hours playing this game as a kid, and it is still something I go back to from time to time. When I finally beat Ganon, which was a few years after I received the game for Christmas, it was a moment I would always be proud of and appreciate. The second game that I beat as a kid is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game. I played this a lot with cousins, and we beat the game, and I couldn't believe it when we finally beat Shredder. It's so awesome. The original TMNT is awesome as well, but really, really difficult. I'm still having a hard time beating that game, but this is more my style, beat 'em ups type game, and I was so proud when I beat this game. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game, is a side-scrolling beat 'em up released in North America in 1990. This game was based on the animated series. This was originally released in 1989 as an arcade game, but later ported to the NES, which included 2 new levels, and they advertised Pizza Hut throughout the game. You choose one of the 4 turtles and have to rescue April O'Neil and Master Splinter from Shredder and defeat the foot soldiers and various enemies, including Bebop, Rocksteady, and Krang. I had a blast playing this game with my cousins, and when we beat the game, it was an awesome accomplishment for that time. This still stands as one of my favorite Ninja Turtle games of all time. As much as I like the first TMNT, this game felt like a real Ninja Turtles game. And probably because I was such a big fan of the animated series. I even was obsessed with the cereal when it first came out. This is probably why I really love Turtles in Time on the Super Nintendo, because I like the beat 'em up style games. But that's just me. The third game is The Flintstones, The Rescue of Dino and Hoppy. I was a big fan of the Flintstones, and when I finally beat this game, I was so excited. I was so happy. And yes, I've beaten DuckTales. DuckTales is one of my favorite games of all time. I've beaten many other games, but these are 3 main games that I actually had a hard time with, that I beat as a child, that I was really pretty proud of, and this was one of them. I highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. The Flintstones, The Rescue of Dino and Hoppy, based on the animated series and released in 1991. Dr. Butler traveled from the 30th century and kidnapped Fred and Barney's pets, Dino and Hoppy, and destroys Fred's alien friend, the Great Gazoo's time machine, which is now scattered throughout the various stages. Fred has to collect these pieces of the time machine so he can travel into the future, defeat Dr. Butler, and rescue Dino and Hoppy. He also receives help from friends along the way. This game was difficult for me as a kid, but I eventually beat it, which is one of my greatest achievements back then. This game is still one of my favorite games on the NES. I had such a blast playing it. I thought it was so awesome when he crossed paths with George Jetson, and he's actually in the Jetsons world, which is another cartoon that I was obsessed with as a kid. This game was amazing to me, and I was so proud when I finally beat this game. So once again, those are games that I grew up with that I have beaten. Thank you, Dr. Josh and Papa Pete, for doing a response video to games that I grew up with that I have not beaten and giving me this idea. And I'm doing a response to you guys for games that I have beaten. So once again, thank you guys. I will leave a link in the description below of their awesome channels. And I want to know which games you guys beat as kids. Put it down in the comments below. And if you want to see more, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and I'll see you guys later.